In the quiet heart of Chicago, where the wind whispered through the tall buildings like an old friend sharing secrets, lived a young woman named Elena. She had come to this city years ago from a small town in Mexico, chasing dreams of a better life for her family. Now, at 28, she worked in a cozy cafe on Michigan Avenue, serving coffee with a warm smile that hid the worries etched in her heart. The streets outside her window were alive with the hum of daily life, cars honking softly, people strolling under the gray autumn sky. It was a place where hope and hardship danced together, slow and steady, like the flow of the Chicago River. Elena's days began with the gentle rise of the sun, painting the skyline in soft pinks and oranges. She would wake in her small apartment, the air filled with the scent of fresh bread from the bakery below. Her mother, back home, depended on the money she sent each month. But lately, a shadow had fallen over her world. News reports spoke of raids by ICE, immigration and customs enforcement, sweeping through neighborhoods like hers. Friends whispered stories of families torn apart, of doors kicked in during the night. Elena felt a quiet fear growing inside her, like a seed taking root in fertile soil. She had papers, but many she loved did not. It was a relatable ache, one shared by so many in the city, the fear of losing what little stability they had built. One crisp afternoon, as leaves drifted lazily from the trees, Elena decided to join a protest downtown. It wasn't her first time standing up for what she believed in, but this felt different. The crowd gathered in Grant Park, a sea of faces from all walks of life, families with children holding handmade signs, elders leaning on canes, young students chanting softly. Banners fluttered in the breeze. Families belong together, no more separations. Elena stood among them, her heart beating a steady rhythm, not fast with anger, but deep with resolve. She thought of her cousin, Maria, who had been deported last year, leaving behind 2 small children. The problem was simple yet profound. How could a country built on dreams turn so cold to those seeking the same? As the sun dipped lower, casting long shadows across the grass, the protesters linked arms. Their voices rose in unison, a gentle chorus echoing against the buildings. Elena felt a sense of belonging, a warmth that pushed back the chill in the air. Police lined the edges of the park, their faces stern but distant. At first, everything moved slowly, like a river finding its path. Speeches were given, stories shared, tales of loss and love that brought tears to many eyes. Elena paused often, breathing in the moment, feeling the weight of each word. Then came the gentle twist. As dusk settled, a murmur rippled through the crowd. ICE agents appeared at the far end of the park, not in force but enough to stir unease. They wore dark uniforms, their presence like a sudden cloud over the fading light. The protesters didn't scatter, instead, they stood firmer, their chants growing a bit louder, yet still measured. Elena clutched her sign tighter, her mind flashing to her mother's voice on the phone, "Be careful, mija." No one expected violence, but suddenly, canisters arced through the air, landing with soft thuds. Tear gas bloomed like white flowers in the twilight, its sting spreading slowly, blurring vision and tightening throats. Elena coughed, her eyes watering as the gas enveloped her. It wasn't a chaotic rush, time seemed to stretch, each second lingering. She helped an older man beside her, guiding him away with a steady hand. The crowd dispersed in waves, not in panic, but with quiet determination. Sirens wailed in the distance, a mournful sound that blended with the city's evening. In that moment, Elena realized something profound. The gas wasn't just a weapon, it was a symbol of the barriers they faced every day. But amid the haze, she saw acts of kindness, strangers sharing water, wiping each other's faces. The twist wasn't in the conflict, but in the unbreakable spirit it revealed. As night fully embraced Chicago, Elena made her way home, the streets now quiet under street lamp glow. Her eyes still burned, but her heart felt lighter. She stopped at a bench by the river, sitting in the cool air, letting the water's gentle lap soothe her thoughts. The protest hadn't ended the raids, but it had connected her deeper to her community. Days later, she heard whispers of change, petitions gaining signatures, local leaders promising support. It wasn't a grand victory, but a small, emotionally grounded one, the knowledge that standing together, even in the face of tears, could plant seeds of hope. Elena returned to her cafe the next morning, the aroma of coffee grounding her once more. She served her customers with that same warm smile, but now it carried a quiet strength. In the slow rhythm of her life, she knew the fight would continue, one step at a time. And in that, there was satisfaction, a deep, abiding peace that no gas could ever cloud.